3 Golden Eagles for War Thunder. Link in the description. Hello you sexy beasts! Welcome back to War Thunder! And in this particular case, welcome back, or welcome for the first time even, to the Vampire FB5. Now, this video is a bit of a surprise. It is as much a surprise to me as it is to you. Now, a couple of things that I want to mention before we go ahead, because I know that you guys get PC a lot. First of all, the gameplay you're going to see is a replay file, because honestly I was not expecting to get anything like this. And secondly, this isn't really a review, it's just a overall view, first impression so to speak, of this aircraft. Now, here's a very important point. I pretty much just unlocked this thing. The gameplay you're about to see is the very first game I ever had in the Vampire. And yeah, I got 5000 RP for the modification in the first game. Let's just say that this is going to be an interesting one. Anyways, let's go over the basic things of the Vampire that you have to keep in mind, just in case that you have never flown this thing, that you have no idea about jets, and that you don't really know the reputation that this thing has. And the Vampire is a rank 5 jet fighter in the British tech tree. It sits in the Fury, Hurricane, Typhoon, Tempest line. It's the first jet you unlock in this line. It has a battle rating of... It has a battle rating of 8.0 and features 4 20mm Hispano Mark V cannons. Now, these cannons are the same ones as featured on the Meteor Mark III. However, you get less ammo on them, 600 in comparison to the 780 that the Meteor Mark III gets. And of course, with the 8.0 battle rating, you also face top tier jets quite regularly. Now, I've only had one game so far, but of course the very first game I was in a stock Vampire, I was put up against the MiG-17, which was probably aced. Now, I don't exactly know why, but the guns on this do feel a little bit more accurate than what they felt like on the stock Meteor Mark III, even though that they are the same guns. It could just be that instead of being mounted on the sides of the fuselage like they are on the Meteor Mark III, they're actually mounted closer together on the bottom here. Now, the Vampire has kind of a reputation of being a bad jet. It is not very fast for an 8.0 jet, with a top speed of 800 km/h, which it barely reaches since the acceleration on the stock engine is just so god-awful bad. Along with the wings being very frail when you turn at higher speeds, it is not known for being a very good aircraft. That being said, it is very maneuverable. Being such a small and light aircraft means that it can zip around very quickly. That being said, you just don't really have the energy retention to, well, keep up with anything that is indeed diving on you. But let's not talk too much about the stats, let's go right into the gameplay. Oh, just listen to the startup sound of those jet engines. Absolutely beautiful. Anyways, yes guys, we are on Korea, and as you can see we have a F-86, F-25, an A-5 and an F-2 on our team, not to mention everything that is behind us. The enemy has LA-15s, IL-28s, MiG-15s and of course the MiG-17. Now this is going to be a very interesting battle to say the least. Again, I want to apologize this for being a replay file. Now, the reason that I often feature replay files is simply that I don't usually record when I'm playing. And that has two very distinct reasons. First of all, I always like to watch YouTube videos and listen to music whilst I'm playing War Thunder. It's just something to keep myself entertained whilst I'm climbing around or just looking for enemies to shoot down. And sadly, well, I can't really make a recording when I am doing that, or it will corrupt the recording with unwanted sounds of porn. On top of that, I don't really want to fill up my hard drive too much. Now, I do have 1 terabyte no, not Seagate, Western Digital Black Series hard drive, which is excellent for recording 1080p 60 footage. It is quite fast, it's 1 terabyte, so it's quite big as well. It's nice, it works very, very well. The problem is, hard drives do tend to slow down the writing speeds if you use them very much, so you have to constantly keep defragging them. Now if I were to record every single gameplay that I had, I just would fill up the hard drive extremely fast and reduce the writing speed, so that I would have to constantly do the fragmentations and just waste my time pretty much. So that's why I only really record when I definitely specifically want some gameplay on a certain aircraft or on a certain topic to put into a video for you guys to watch on YouTube. Now, as you can see, the Vampire is a bit sluggish. So far the first impressions that I had of this thing went stock. And take this with a grain of salt, because I have to repeat, I literally only flew a single game with this thing. I literally only flew one single game with this thing. Against top tier jets, so yeah, I haven't actually done any turn fights. Is it a spoiler? It might be a spoiler. Spoiler alert, no turn fights in this one. Now spot my first target over there, Seed from Hell in the MiG-15. Now, of course, I am never going to catch a MiG-15. The MiG-15 is way too fast for me to even get close to them. That thing can cruise above my top speed. Yeah, this thing is rather slow, especially when stuck. Now, the one thing I'm hoping to do in this game, or at least that I hoped to do in this game, is actually force head-ons. Since all of your cannons are mounted in the nose, and since they actually feel more accurate than the ones on the Meteor, they're very good for that purpose. As at LA-15, almost, critical damage to the central gear leg. War Thunder gods, why do you hate me so much? Honestly, I should pray to Godzilla. I have to set up an altar in my room to the mighty Godzilla. Oh, hold on. Oh, well done, IL-28. 2 23mm cannons in the nose. Faster than I am, tougher than I am. What does he do? He goes into a head-on, presents me as pilot, and I just pilot snipe him. Oh, that was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. You're going to see a lot of this in this gameplay. Pretty much. Okay, should I spoiler? No, I'm not going to spoiler. Let's just say I got a surprising amount of kills, and all of them went the same way. Alright, we have Superior Leader and the LA-15 coming in next, and... yeah, I think I might be enjoying myself a little bit too much. Alright, next up, Master Chief in the MiG-15. Don't actually quite manage to kill him. Now, I did, however, damage his wing in that pass. I don't know if he's actually going to crash in a bit, but I did definitely damage him, and even if he doesn't die, I'm going to get the assist on that one. Alright, where were we? I kind of completely forget where we were. Alright, Vampire. Not very good acceleration, I gotta say, especially when stuck. This thing is just kind of very, very, very sluggish. Now, the one redeeming feature that this thing does indeed have is just the absolutely crazy turn rate. This thing can pretty much turn on the spot. This thing can turn better than some prop aircraft. It is very light, it has a massive wingspan, great wing area, and as such it can turn very, very, very well. The problem is that you don't really have the energy retention to do that. Now, the one advantage, of course, of having a very good turning aircraft against top tier jets is that they can't really... Oh, well, there's another crit on the LA-15. Nope, yep, he is critted, and he is indeed going to crash into the ground and give us the kill. Kill number 3, head-ons. Gotta love these guns. Now, of course, the one advantage of having a very good turning aircraft in a top tier battle is that you can evade very, very well. Top tier jets tend to rely a bit on speed. They pretty much use their top speed to pounce on you. Of course, if you can just turn away, if you can just roll away, they can't really follow you in a turn. One, because they can break their wings if they pull up too hard, and second, depending on the angle, they can actually crash into the ground and not be able to pull up in time if they do commit to that turn. So the Vampire is an aircraft that can, even if it cannot really kill much by itself, unless the enemy is stupid enough to go into a head-on with you, it is an aircraft that can survive 1v1s very well, since it can simply just evade all day long. That being said, it is a problem when multiple enemies pile on you at the same time, simply because you just don't have the energy retention to keep turning all day long. At one point you're going to be just so sapped out of energy, you're going to be around 300 km per hour, even below, and your aircraft will start to turn worse and worse. 300 km per hour is about the threshold for most of the aircraft, even the higher tier props, where you just start having extremely bad turning performance. You just are too slow to be able to effectively turn. Especially in jets, this is kind of around the stall speed. Now, I don't exactly know the stall speed on this thing. As I said again, first game, I never even landed this thing. But what I know from British jets is that they have a pretty low stall speed. I think the Meteor has around 200 km per hour. This thing probably has around 200 km per hour as well, simply, again, because it has just a massive wing area and a very light airframe. Now at this point we are 3 kills. We have 3 kills under our belt. There are not many enemies left. Our team was actually pretty good. They all stuck together, which is a very good tactic in these top tier death battles. This is actually the point. Did I finish my point earlier? Yeah, I did. About the Vampire not really holding off well against multiple enemies attacking at once. It works both ways. Honestly, the best way to play an aircraft that isn't good by itself is just to play it together with others. And the Vampire kind of fills that role. Now, since the Vampire just isn't an aircraft that can really carry games by itself, because it can't really catch anything, you kind of have to rely on pouncing on enemies, like I'm doing on this MiG-17. Now, I have a very short window of opportunity here. I tried to not pull up too hard as to not break my wings. I was going above 700 km per hour there, and the Vampire is known for breaking its wings pretty easily. Tried to get some leading shots in the MiG-17, sadly nothing hits, and he just zooms away. Now at this point I have absolutely no chance of ever catching him. So I just put it in a shallow climb, 10 degrees, and get some altitude to hopefully pounce him again when he turns back. And this is pretty much a tactic that you have to use with the Vampire. Just try to support your teammates. Stick close to your teammates, let them save you, and save your teammates if they have enemies on them. That's how you actually get kills in this thing, or that's how you actually should supposedly get kills. Again, I've only played this thing once. But the playstyle is kind of similar to, well, the Meteor early on, the Wyvern. Actually, this is a good point. Now, when I first did the Wyvern review, I didn't have any jets unlocked then. I'm actually still using the Wyvern to grind through the entire British tree, and oh god, I wish I could just do videos over and over again on that thing, because I just get massive score. Just the other day I had a 200% boost on my RP. I got like 20,000 points, 20,000 RP because Wyvern and premium time, and it is an absolutely fucking awesome aircraft. Go watch the Wyvern review if you want to. Now, one thing I didn't really realize, I did to some extent, but I didn't realize how true it actually was, is that the Wyvern is probably the best prop aircraft to train you how to fly jets. Alright, let's interrupt the commentary real quick here. That MiG-17 is going into a head-on. Now, he's faking me out, he's trying to fake me out, but he isn't going to commit. Very close, almost hit him with my wing. Now, I do have a hole on my left wing. Do the memes that you want to. But I didn't actually take any damage there. That MiG-17, however, yep, his tail is gone. Now guess what is going to happen? We have Venom, we have an F-86 on his ass. Now, he is still in flying condition, but he just decides to give up on life. He doesn't really have a chance. Without his tail, he bails out and gives me the kill. And that's 4 kills for the Vampire. At this point I'm just raging in chat. Pretty much just incredulous at what I've just done. I got 4 kills in a stock Vampire in a top tier jet match against the Soviets. Russian bias my ass. Alright, Alright, so to wrap this up and to wrap up the thought I had before, the Wyvern is one of the best aircraft to train yourself to play jets, since it is such a energy fighter. And pretty much from there it's just a bonus on everything. The Wyvern is very fast, so it teaches you how to be fast. And the later aircraft like the Meteor and the Vampire have similar playstyles to the Wyvern, with the difference that they can actually turn, which makes it just that much more effective, since you already learned how to fly the aircraft without turning in the first place. Now the rest of the game is pretty much us chasing down at IL-28. The IL-28 does eventually go down, but there's a Tu-4 currently climbing to space. Pretty much the Tu-4 is going to waste the next 12 minutes of our time climbing up to 8 kilometers altitude, 9 kilometers, even 10 kilometers if I'm not mistaken. We're never going to catch him, we only have 50 rounds left, so I'm not even going to show that. It's absolutely useless. We did indeed win this game by points. Now to wrap this up, I am going to do more videos on the Vampire. I actually expect some on the stream that I did yesterday actually. Yeah, if all goes to plan, I'm going to upload this video on Thursday, which means the stream has been on Wednesday. Yeah, I didn't think that through, did I? I might, however, stream it on Friday and or Saturday. So yeah, you're going to see some more Vampire in my streams. Once I have this thing completely aced, I'm going to do a full proper review on the Vampire and compare it to what my first impressions were in this first impressions video. Alright guys, as always, leave a like on this video if you like this awesome display of 4 kills in a stock Vampire. Subscribe if you're new around here. Do check out my channel, we have some awesome content, some new series starting for the summer. It's all pretty much awesome. Check out the historical campaign, check out the Meteor in a nutshell, just all kinds of new series. Check out my streams on twitch.tv/MikeGoesBoom, and I will see you there. Alright guys, as always, my name's been MikeGoesBoom. Thanks for watching.
You can lift your head up to the sky, take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines with your shattered frame of mind. Or instead you could always stay. We can wait right here and play until somehow you can find a slightly